Now people can hear us talking. All right. When I get it down far enough, you can kind of see the saddle and everything start to move a little bit, because again, it's meant to pivot right here,
yeah,
like this. And if you ran those screws all the way down into the top, you'd have no movement. So, and I've worked on a lot of guitars that I believe that the owner thought that it was that they saw that those screws were a little loose,
so they cranked them down.
and they tighten them down, and they bring their guitars in, and there's actually a curve on the front lip of this, so it's cut at an angle like that so that it has room to tilt. But if you lock them down, you lose all your, the whole reason good old Leo made a vibrato bar. Yeah, you can see it, that one screw. I don't know how well you can see that, but if I move it one little bit, it lifts it up. So you basically want to stop the moment, at least on this one, and that could be because of the curvature in this top, because this front edge looks a little high to me, but I mean, it's not a problem yet. We'll figure it out. But we also need to make sure, oops, turn the camera off for some reason. We need to make sure that the alignment is right, meaning it's, I mean, we got the saddles to adjust, but let's go to the, yo, what's up? Ron, hello, welcome, thanks for being here. Zach, hello. Charlie, Gary, sorry the sound wasn't so great. I was dumbfounded by my laptop and OBS. Welcome to the bench today. Today I'll give you, oh come on, what's going on here? Okay, let me, event scene switcher off. There we go. I had my, so I had my advanced scene switcher turned on, so forgive me for the blankness in those places. So what we're doing today is putting all the hardware and such on a kit guitar that has been finished and sanded, and I mean, my friend Jeff has done a load of work on this guitar thus far, and we're just at the point of putting all the hardware on it and getting it making noise, which kind of was my goal today, to get the pickups hooked up and such. And Jeff is here today. He's been watching the work that I've been doing for him all day, and it's been really fun to have him here and get to visit with him. So yeah, so I can see that because of the curvature of this top, the side is up a little bit.
Yeah.
And there we go. Now it's starting to. Okay, I'm going to check what kind of motion we have, because that bar doesn't seem to be moving a whole lot. I don't have the springs or anything attached on the back yet, of course, but definitely tilted forward. Plenty of motion there. So, and I'm not using power tools on your guitar, by the way.
Yeah.
No power tools. Here we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Just had to get them all set and get them in here. So what I usually do with these when I'm putting them in, if it's a first time on a guitar, tighten them down till the screws basically push the thing into the top, and then I loosen them all about a quarter turn and just start there. I mean, I've still got plenty of motion here on this bar, and it is able to go completely forward to where the angle levels off with the top of the guitar. So it really seems like that's going to be good. Sometimes after you put strings on it and you put all the tension and everything's pushing down on it, you have to make little subtle adjustments. I'm just kind of looking at the bottom of the screws when they start to make contact with that top edge. It's looking good. Alright, so there's that part. And something else we could do with this, we don't necessarily have to, but we could shield the interior of this, which could potentially make your guitar a little bit quieter. We can do that anytime, really. Just pull the pickguard back off of it, and this all plugs in, and it's basically plug and play, so yeah, we can do whatever we want with that when we want. We'll just try it without it, and if it's really noisy at that point, we can throw the shielding tape in there. Like if you were going to buy, if you bought a custom shop Strat, it would probably be shielded like that. Let's just see what we get away with on this. You guys, I'm not going to be interacting with the live stream a whole lot today. If there are questions, forgive me for not answering, but I thought, you know, folks might want to see what we're up to here on this. And so we're just doing a little live stream. I hope everybody's doing well. So just a little details on what we've done today. We've basically sanded and polished this finish on this guitar. Jeff shot the lacquer on the guitar. It's a piece of, what is it?
Alcuma, or I believe that's how you say it.
Alcuma wood, which looks very similar to mahogany. It's got that mahogany kind of grain and a little bit of, you know, hold it at just the right angle. It looks beautiful. Here's the back. So he's done all the finish work on this. I just used it, you know, several grits of sandpaper and sanded it down and polished it. So now it's ready for all the noise making devices at this point. Seems to be looking pretty darn good here. So at this point, let's grab we'll put the output jack in here. I'm going to get my soldering gun out because I'm going to have to solder a ground to the, I'm definitely going to have to solder a ground to the plate in the back. Let me get my soldering gun out and fire it up. Progress.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that'll be great.
Come out of there.
The fun part, right?
Well, the screws are always in child-proof bags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't want anybody to have any fun. You know? Can't put them in like Ziploc bags with really easy opening.
Right. Right. That'd be too simple.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could recycle the Ziploc bag and use them to hold other.
Right. Marshall and me didn't know to recycle a few Ziploc bags in our day, haven't we, Marshall?
You don't throw anything away.
No, very minute. All right.
And this, you know, again, all the hardware on this is all plug and play. So this will plug right into a harness on.
That'll make it easy, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the easy button, if you will. I like soldering. It's fun.
It's the smell,
Yeah.
huh? The fumes.
The smell and.
Yeah, it's like the smell of lead in the morning.
Yeah. Oh. Before I do this, I just forgot, or just remembered, lock washers on every jack and every volume knob on a guitar is important, and this one doesn't have one. So we're gonna pull this nut off of here if I can. Come on, see if I can scratch it up. No sense in doing this like this. There's no excuse to not put. These are kind of hard to get at. I need to get a nut driver that fits that, but there's no excuse to not have a lock washer on the back side of that. And I usually take the little whatever wasted nut that they throw on there that does absolutely nothing to keep your jack from getting loose. I don't know why they put those on there. I just remove it and allow I mean, unless it's sticking way out of the guitar.
Yeah.
Now that thing can bite into the metal and it ain't gonna come loose. You'd be astonished how many of these I fixed because of that, for that reason. The output jack the nut gets loose, and then the guy goes to tighten it and it's spinning on the inside. The nut shouldn't come loose unless you mean for it to come loose, you know. So now we've got a nice lock washer on the back side of that so it won't pop out of there. And we've got a bit of thread showing on the front, so.
Okay.
And I do reef on those hard, man. I don't want that ever coming loose, especially at a gig.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it will happen almost every time, at a gig or at a live performance or at church. Pretty cool to see this hardware going on here now after looking at it all dull and kind of, you know, without the shine this morning or this afternoon.
Yeah.
There we go. And make sure I'm not forgetting anything before I put the pick guard on here. The truss rod adjustment wrench. We'll forget we saw that. So here's another state of affairs where they've put all these, and I knew that was going to be the case. So I'm going to take these off of here and put lock washers on there for you. I don't want those coming off there, and that'll happen.
Okay.
It always happens. Okay. There's my nut puller. I said nut. Or my knob puller. I said knob. Come on. This usually makes it easier, but sometimes it makes it harder. Sometimes it doesn't work. Come on. Come on. Okay. You didn't see me do this. I think I just scratched your pick guard. This is why you don't do that. But it's worth the effort. Is trying to get these knobs off without a knob puller can be really a nightmare.
Yeah, it can.
And that one, yeah, definitely scratched your pick guard. Oh. Boy, these knobs. The knobs are on there really good. That's a good thing. There we go. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna break your guitar. I'm like sitting here reefing on it, but some of this stuff is really on there really well, and usually these knobs, you can pull them off by hand, of course, but these ones are definitely on here good. That one is on there really good. I think I got it lifted a little bit.
Chris is out back, I think, if you want to go upstairs and talk to him. He's out back? I think so, yeah. Yeah, he wants to give me. See you later, man.
We got a tool for the job, we gotta use it. Okay. These. I know it seems like a lot of trouble for such a small thing, but this will save me having to work on this again in a few months.
Lock washers are important.
Man.
For anything.
These nuts are actually tightened down pretty darn tight, just the ones I'm up from the factory. So it might have taken a few years, but it would have happened. Always come loose. The other thing, I think, because of the ground tape that's happening on the backside here, that those lock washers will allow those to dig into that grounding and really make a good ground contact. So I think it pays and benefits multiple ways. Okay. That little scratch there is below the, or underneath the shroud of the knob, so nobody will see it. Again, that's why guys don't do these live on.
Yeah.
They don't want anybody to see that stuff. It happens on every one that gets worked on. These do have a little tab actually right here that I think is designed to help. See that little tab right there?
Keep it from spinning.
Yeah, it's designed to poke through the grounding,
or the
shielding tape is what I should call it.
What are you up to?
Oh, absolutely nothing.
All right. There's our ground. It goes down there.
Things going good in your world?
Oh yeah, yeah. Every morning I wake up, it's a good morning.
Yeah, that's
Very, very, very
Yes.
important wire.
Yep.
I saw that, Grant, and I was wondering where it actually
Mm-hmm.
tied into.
So now, when I do this stuff, I'm always thinking about the next guy and how can I make this, route this wire so that it's easy for the next guy to get off of the guitar, or if you have to pull it off there. So, I'm kind of looking. It's going underneath some stuff here, but the route that it actually is on looks fine.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is plug these into one another, and especially on a brand new guitar, you got to be really careful with the pick guard if you're working on one, not to let it slip across the top. It'll slice that finish. And I just got really lucky because it happened where the guitars kind of slipped a little bit. So you just want to be really careful to keep stuff, from happening. Sliding across and scratching the hell out of the brand new finish on a guitar. Okay.
That's good to know.
Yep.
We can discuss stuff, but there's always other names and not be listening.
I'm gonna pull that ground wire through.
It's really that's
We got plenty of slack there.
it's different than I'm used to. I don't know how you really discuss it.
Getting the wiring to route through the body and all be in the right place to not get tangled up on stuff. I can already see this wire. There we go. Was holding this up. And these wires, and that's fine. Getting all this stuff to go down inside the body is a trip sometimes.
Oh.
So there's just a couple of pieces of wire in here someplace holding this up. It's always the fun part of this.
If he did, it said opinion behind cheesy white 1960s, 70s
Yeah, but it was a
Okay.
big deal. You know, we talked about being home.
Something right in the middle.
Major deal. Thirsty,
Yeah, yeah, and now it's
I don't know what
now you pick up
I don't know what kind of fashion sense you have, but I think this would look really cool with a black pickguard. Just looking at it, yeah.
Me too.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll turn it on to CNN, and invariably I turn it on. There's one guy talking and 4 people, and they're speculating on something. And
Yeah.
this is not interesting to me. It's
No.
not.
No, Art Safely, Little Jamaican is a good one.
And all of them, even the New York Times.
This piece of tape is going to be in your guitar forever.
Newspapers will publish stuff that really pushes their agenda. I hate to say it because I lean liberal, but I see it. I'm like, doesn't
I
Just
look
need
at
to hold
crap.
that piece of wire in place.
I look at epoxy. It's like that's
Should I put my initials on it?
you want to say something.
Tape by Marshall.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
I'll put the last 10 years.
ground
I didn't know what my
in there. What is holding us up here?
Hey, Yankees suck, or whatever. Whatever. But I really prefer that.
yeah. Yankees do suck, but they're going in 12.
Oh yeah,
They
no,
won today.
I became a Yankee. My wife is like I told you. She's like the ultimate Russian. And I was never like that growing up. But
This is
when
always a
learn
really fun
how
part of
good
working
she is.
on a
Oh,
guitar. It's just getting all the electronics to get in here and line
Yeah.
up with the teeny little space they give you to make them all fit.
Brady,
and it's still catching in the middle here. There's one piece of wire in there that's stopping it from laying flat.
She's a seasoned license. So she like they win every day. You know, they'll win 100 games, and so she'll turn them on. You know, and she loves 16-0 games. You know, she just
Instead of
totally.
1-0.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, when I'm riveted, you know, and she's like, this sucks.
Yeah,
So,
like that game, the Mariners and Astros.
yeah,
Yeah, like I was fused with that.
totally.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't watching the first 7, 8 innings.
No,
If
absolutely.
If I turned it on, it's 0-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Know that I took my flashlight
On the
from work home the other day, and I failed to.
It is a lot easier. You know, I don't think
Oh.
I failed to bring it back.
So Chris was a Yankees fan. She
Yeah,
was
there's
a Yankees
definitely a piece of wire in there someplace that's.
Wow, Jeter is pretty good.
Mm,
He's
so-
Yeah.
Jesse was
Boy,
a
it's
Boston
close,
fan.
but
Chris was a Yankees fan. So Jesse went to see the Yankees. I told Chris he went to see the Yankees.
what?
Boston played.
So those aren't.
But just so happened he
Oop, careful.
said when Giambi and Smith said it was just unreal. You know, that Jason Giambi.
Just do it.
You know, just and then Jeter, they say Derek Jeter. Goes, yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
You know, and Jesse was just howling. You know.
Oh, he was supposed to be.
Hmm.
He switched it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But you know, you know.
Of course, yeah. Philadelphia ended up winning. I can follow him. 10 o'clock. Okay, that's a whole other deal.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of rooting for the. I would have liked to have seen Yankees Dodgers series because it would have kind of taken me back
Well, the
to the
Yankees aren't
70s.
out of the playoffs.
No, they're in it.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers are out.
Dodgers are out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's too bad. That would have been a fun
It would
run.
have been. Yeah.
And well, the other thing that's kind of strange is the curve of the top
Run saves though.
is messing with my brain because they're usually perfectly flat. So you've got a little bit of arch to the top of this thing, so
Okay.
it just feels a little odd when I throw it on there.
The Dodgers and the Yankees are good. It's good for baseball.
Custom strat, one of a kind.
He absolutely did.
How you doing, Stu?
Not bad. I'm just stumbling, plunking like normal.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna start these in here a bit. There we go.
Some scorpions and no scorpions. Oh, he watches
Make
that.
sure that.
Oh, you ever saw him?
Yeah, over up in Spokane.
Oh, how'd you think of those?
They were good. They held up.
Oh. There's something else to do.
Now is when you take the plastic off. You got the knobs off, you got all the screws out of there. You're not gonna have little chunks of plastic poking out from underneath your knobs and underneath your screws and all that.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
a
reminder.
good way to do it right now and get all that stuff off of here. And I think this one may have a secondary. Man, I can't tell. I'm not gonna dig at that too much, but
In France.
No, that's one before. Well, that's one of the old ones before they entered the current machine.
Love drive.
Does that? Yeah.
Drives a lot.
yes, it does.
You can go home and see what I have.
The one wasn't good enough. They had to have 2 layers of protective tape.
Big pile of CDs inside.
I don't think I saw one. Come on.
It was a good show.
It it's odd to see this with this a little bit of a curve to it. I mean, it's something I don't see very often. And anytime you change or put a new pick guard on a guitar, you almost always have to drill one of the holes again.
Okay.
They when they drill them from the factory, it's done on a measurement and
A template deal.
yeah, the ones that I've built where I ordered a new pick guard or whatever, I ordered the top with no holes drilled in it, so that I could put one hole in there and not worry about it. Although this one's lining up just fine. This is almost always a case where you do have to drill a hole. Now I'm hoping that this stuff annoys me to death. And I get guitars in the guy's bone for years, and there's little pieces of plastic hanging out the screws. I mean, that's me being a snob, if you will. But this stuff is pretty thin, so I'm hoping that it'll all come off of here. Not. What we may run into with this one, I can already see that this is overlapping the neck pocket. So having it in here now will allow me with the Dremel tool to knock that. If I have to knock it off of there, it will allow me to knock it off there and have basically a router edge to use, so I don't. We'll make a mess, but. And probably people on the internet are freaking because I'm tightening these screws down before they're all tight, right? Like tightening a wheel on a car, just one at a time. Okay. Now, let's pull this off here. Oh yeah, it's coming right off. Now it seems almost counterintuitive to pull this off now. I don't want to have to wrestle with it later. And we'll do our best to not scratch your pick guard up. We aren't going to have to do a whole lot more to it. The top of this thing. And this will let me get all this plastic out from underneath your knobs.
Let me see what I got. Your phone's really bad. I got some here. They're like $79 a pair.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I got good ones. So.
Now here's something else that bugs me. Like I've taken amps in when I've had other people do some work for me. I get the amp back and the volume knob's like that.
Oh, well, it's not lined up with the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not oriented right on the instrument. So, and now I've stuck that knob on there. I'm gonna have to get it back off. But I forget this isn't an old guitar, so usually the old guitars, these knobs come off pretty easy in most cases. Here we go. I just made a whole bunch of work for myself. Doggone it. What a dumbass. Oh. Really, guys? Boy, that's on there. Okay. If I didn't have a lock washer on it, it'd already come loose. That might have done it.
We don't allow any guitar building around here.
No guitar build Friday or Tuesday.
Yep.
There we go. Now I got it.
Boy, them things gonna be a real bugger
Oh,
once they get stuck on there.
Those ones were. I just did something really dumb, Stu. So I'm glad you weren't here.
Did you put the knob on without peeling the protector?
Well, sort of.
Yeah. I've done that thing myself. I've done that
all the
very
way down.
thing. Ended up sticking out like a. Or put the knob on the wrong way around. I've done that. Or put the tone knob where the volume knob goes.
Right.
One of my
That's always.
classic moves.
I was just saying that I had somebody do some work on one of my amps, and I got the amp back, and the knobs weren't pointed the right direction. And I know they took all the knobs off of it, so like.
Yeah, at least key them back where they
Come
go.
on, guys.
That'll be fun.
All right. We didn't even test them before we put them all in here, so we don't even know if they work.
We're gonna trust that Marshall got her. Well, you got the ground wire. That's the hardest one sometimes.
Yeah, I think my iron is a little bit too cold or small for doing these, but.
Yeah, I used to do before I put the claw on, I'd grind a spot on it and pre-solder it and put a puddle.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your iron is just not hot enough to do it. But all you need to do is hit one spot to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, them old, all the way through the plank boards, or some of the early '60s ones with the plank boards did that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good little iron that he's got for the size. That is a kick-ass
Yeah.
iron.
Really cheap too. I was kind of surprised in how long I've had it, and it's lasted, and the cable hasn't broke yet, and I don't use a ton, but it's been a good little soldering gun.
This guy's not a purist though. He got a 22 fret neck.
What?
Yeah, it's got the overhang with the extra fret, like the
Oh, the strap.
late '70s Strat.
Yeah. This one isn't 22, is it?
Yeah, it should have an extra 20. Most Strat necks are 21ers, and his is a 22 fret neck.
Oh, where'd it go?
Sure looks like it is anyway.
Oh yeah.
Now he's got a.
I missed my 22nd fret on my. I never had one, but the fact that they didn't put that fret on there from basically day one,
Yeah.
what a major mistake.
Mm-hmm. Well, people play a Paul, and then they're playing this song like "Sweet Child of Mine" or something, and then they go into that solo and they got a Strat with a 21 fret neck. You might as well just start crying because there's that one note you just can't hit.
Kind of cool. Did some decals on the headstock today.
Oh,
Those went on really nice.
Water transfer?
Yeah.
Yep, I can print those, by the way.
Oh,
Can you?
Yep, not good ones, but I can print them.
We only want crappy ones, so.
Yeah, I can print up ones that look close enough, but you have to coat them with lacquer about a dozen times because I don't have a printer with the right kind of ink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, laser jet is the way to go, not a regular old. Yeah, you can print those all day long with laser jet. I have the paper for it, transfer stuff. I used to use it for models and old radio decals, and I've done a few Ibanez ones that I think nobody around here knows that I did them.
Right.
Oh,
Did their factory, because I had that one Ibanez that some kid thought he was doing great things by sanding every little bit of it off.
Sanded the whole logo off of his.
Yeah, and I couldn't stomach it, so I printed up one. The hard thing is to get the scale right when you're using a cheap printer.
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, you have to hit her. You know, we printed a couple examples, and then once you get it down, because unfortunately, when certain printers don't like Windows and old versions of Windows, so it makes them the wrong size. So you have to do plus or minus so many percent.
Did you do a return for $100? You know, you're so what? What?
The subwoofer you sold yesterday.
Oh, what
It was
what?
one out of the box, and it just sounded. You said it sounded horrible. I was trying to pick it up and test it, and then I got sidetracked. See what was wrong with it. Instead, they sent it back.
Now, I need to make sure that I did not just cold solder that, because my gun, I keep heat on it for a while. I want to make sure those are stuck together, and they certainly are. That was a good solder joint. I like it. So now, I'm gonna get it.
No, I'm gonna order some. Start up all this stuff.
And the ground is done. Let's see what she sounds like.
And I think the guy was in call. He's probably by a building somewhere. Trying to get it. That was on my list of stuff to do before I went home. Bunch of shop stuff to start
That
on.
felt good.
That's so true.
Are you ready?
Yeah, he's
Let's turn the tone all the way up, just for the sake of being heavy metal. Now let's see if this tone control is wired to this pickup. Usually they're not on a, they're not, so that's good. Now you'll notice the hum's gone. The tone control works great, and boy, those have some strong magnets in them, man. That's grabbing my screwdriver serious. So we'll have to be careful. Perfect. And the hum's back. They work.
Good.
Imagine that. That worked. All right, the first breath of life out of this girl. Why don't we put some strap buttons on here? Now we're just throwing hardware at it. I usually do this last, but no reason to not do it now. Oh, and we're gonna have to drill a hole for both of those. Oh boy, my nerves. My nerves.
We don't have any of those that we got. I can't remember the name.
See, this one has a hole.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah.
But there wasn't one back in that in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
So we really need to find the center of it. And
yeah, that's good stuff. That was Chrissy's actually talking to me about that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Bless your heart.
do you trust my eyeball?
Yeah. I do after watching you work. Yes, I trust your eyeball.
Okay.
All right, I got it, Mike. Yep.
Yeah, and the way this is sanded, I really can't go. I'm just going straight down the middle of this guitar. We're
Okay.
going to find the dead center,
Just my eyes just started
which I could use
a
a
little frothy.
Yeah, I was worried about you today. I
like
thought
a
if you had held up as long as you did.
straight edge, I guess.
Chris said there's a laser.
Now let's see how good I was.
Weird.
Oh,
Well, I'm sure glad they did that.
well, we can
Figured it
do
out a little
this.
better, but
Oh, yeah.
I just want to check how close I was with my eyeball.
Okay.
So we're going to go right down the middle of the pickup to the saddles, and I'm off by and I don't even know how true this is. It could be worse than my eye. And I'm just kind of going off of the, yeah, I'm like a 1/16 of an inch, if that, low. So at least that's what that's telling me, but there's nothing really leveled to. Yeah, I am gonna move it over just a hair.
There was that one big pile of crap out there, and it was just going to take too long to sort it. So I put it in a plastic bag and put it nicely.
Cool thing about having finish on is you can erase the pencil marks.
Top toolboxes is well, Sal's nice enough to. Hey, how you
Not
doing?
that matters too much. It'll get going anyway. But
Yeah, let's go over here and we'll show you.
So like I know when there used to be Radio Shacks, there was a little capacitors I could buy that I could hook on the positive side of
big.
my eyes and turn on the bass out of them.
Base blockers. I don't think I have any base blockers anymore.
My 6x9 box. I'm gonna have to pull my 6x9s out of the back window of my car because my subs are hitting so hard it's gonna make them cut out.
Oh, I've seen that problems before.
I got 15 and 312s back there.
Well, that's some secondary movement.
50,000 watts.
Let's see what I can do. So I might be able to take a nickel off it more or something. If I can go a little lower, I will.
I gotta.
Yeah, I just won't carry base blockers anymore because those amps will cross everything over. But the only thing a lot of guys do is, I know it sounds weird, but you tune your deck a little for if you're trying to get the door speakers not to be so damn bassy. Tune your deck a little flatter, pump the treble a little bit, and then compensate after you get the front tuned. Then do the subwoofer.
See, I've tried that too. It's like, I got two 2500 watt amps wired together with 100 or 109,000 watt badass amps with a duo with 16 one input direct and then 12 on the 312 side. Turn my Coast Guard on.
It's nice that they sent these little washers with these strap buttons. Kind of keeps the finish from getting dug up.
Yeah. Okay. Coming off with. $60.
Alright.
I like about these is they don't pop.
Good.
The corners don't
I
get
love how they put this hole up on this front horn, kind of up towards the top. That's kind of cool. It's got a nice angle. Well, that's actually pretty straight. It almost looked like it was going in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is.
Yeah, and that's like my 15 minutes slot minute.
And I would use, a corded drill, but they slip way too often. And at this point of the game, I'd rather let you put the first scratch in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that problem before. You get so much air pressure.
And well, like I said, my 15 box is facing up. The main gate on its side.
Yeah.
And so it's under them.
You get the cone
Okay.
compression. Yeah, that's a bad problem. You can burn your coils.
What's next?
Against the bottom of my 6x9.
Neck. Let's see how that thing lines up. Oh, I want to wait. Well, no, we can do that.
So it's not a negative. It's just a different way of thinking about it.
That one part of the decal kind of loose. So we'll have to work
Oh,
The
oh, it did.
thing is
Oh,
it's got so much pressure in there.
well,
You can't work around it, and
shoot, that could.
actually air pressure pulls the cone. And it will cause
That's
that
probably.
burning to flow up. So you're a
Let's
good idea
just
to
see
get
if
those out of there. But yeah, you're moving a lot of air.
grab a little bit of water, just see if I can get it to.
Okay.
Take the stock out gray, I painted the bottom of it black, the bumpers, the bottom of the doors. I painted the mirrors black, I painted the windows black.
I don't know if this is doable or not. We'll try. We'll,
So that's the thing is, man, anymore, the world is, yeah, make things glass and redo them and reuse. And
Yeah, that's what I got trying to teach my kids actually. Like, quit throwing shit away. I can fix all this. All the shit you got broken, I can fix it. I'm like, why? I'm like, why not? I'm like, I'm not buying you new shit. Right on, man. Thank you.
all right,
I appreciate it.
you enjoy.
I know that move tonight.
All right, bud.
we'll just give this a shot and see if this holds it down here. Yeah, the outer edges on this look like they're lifting. It seemed to lay back down just fine. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens here. And if that's the worst thing that happened today, we're going to be all right. We might have to take a little bit of that pick guard back, sand a little bit of that off of there. Oh. Is that a capacitor that's in there?
Oh, those are those little.
Oh, the string
guys.
trees.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we use these other ones, man. They are so
They
much
look
better.
better.
And what I'll do is I'll just keep those ones, and if somebody needs one that matches, I can always do that.
Okay.
Or if you got another guitar that needs them, definitely take them. But those will almost always come in handy. But I like the ones that roll. That's what I have on my guitar, and it stays in tune. And I whammy the hell out of that thing. So. We'll just see what happens when we line this up. Come on. I've done this more than once, but these things are kind of a pain in the neck sometimes. Do them all 4 at once. Wow, those are actually threading into that. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and use my drill on these ones. Those are going to take me a half an hour to turn those all the way down. We'll just go gentle with them. Because I'm almost certain. Doggone it. Let me just sticking just through just enough to hit the back of the neck, and we'll see if they line up. Boy, they do. You gotta be kidding me. Holy smokes. Okay, so that is a trip. I did not think that would be the case. Well, now I didn't really check the like angle side to side and such. It didn't seem like it fit down in that socket really, or in the pocket really super tight, but what I do want to do is make sure. Okay. So I'm seeing something over here now that I need you to look at. We'll take a look at it. There's nothing at this point I think we can do about it. So
Okay.
it actually might actually feel really kind of good. I don't know, but that neck overlapping the
The neck
body there.
is just a little bit overlapping.
Yeah.
Actually, though, that's, I don't know. Yeah. Because I'm not going to be getting up in there much anyway.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, that far up in there myself.
Okay.
I just don't play up in there.
Okay.
But
Yeah, and I don't know, the body and the neck came together, correct? Okay. Cool. Okay. I guess I could have put these on beforehand, but did they pre-drill? Yeah. So the holes are already pre-drilled in the back of the headstock for the machine heads, so that makes it easy. That part. And we do have locking ferrules, or the threaded ferrules on these, so that's cool. Are these graduated?
I got to run out to my car real quick.
Okay, no problem. These are not graduated. Cool. Alright. Cool. We almost have a full guitar here, man.
Yeah, it's starting to
We're
look
almost there. Minus strings. minus strings and an ego. I love these kinds of machine heads. I mean, just the way they mount on the guitar is just such a solid way to do it. And like the shafts of them having this fitted collar on it, you know, it's just really nice because they just end up dead center. Sometimes with these holes drilled, you got to actually tap them into the get them in there, which that always, for me, that's always a moment where I'm like, magnetize my screwdriver. That's always a moment where I'm like, that means tuning stability, you know. The guitar, I don't know how true that is, but be careful about that decal. Oh. We're getting ahead of myself. Thing about like doing a blank neck, of course, is getting all these screw holes to line up, and you know, if you just
It'd be tough.
yeah, that is a very precise art getting those in there. I always wait till after it gets strings on them to do the string trees. I always line that up from there. I don't know if it doesn't seem like, no, the headstock doesn't have pre-drilled holes for the string trees that I remember. Man, that's looking like a guitar.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's holding on there. We might be all right with that. It's after 6.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. What a day. So probably once I get these machine heads on here, probably just call it a day.
Okay.
And then tomorrow it'll be afternoon before I'm able to get back on this, because I have an appointment at 12:30.
Okay.
To work on a business down the street on their sound system. So why don't I do this? Why don't I call you or text you tomorrow
Sure.
when I get, are you going to be
Sure.
available? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll be able to come in.
Okay. So we probably should take a picture together with this thing all put together.
Oh yeah, we need some pictures,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yep. Yep.
And we'll have Stu playing some of his old favorites on there.
Yeah.
Inagata Vita and stuff.
That's funny. So how late are you going to be past 6 here?
I'm just about done today, Stu.
All right. I'll probably take off, and then I'll swing back by and just do my last of my stuff that I need to do, order some stuff. And
Okay.
but just, you know, you want to block
Tonight?
the bottom. Yeah, I got to take care of some stuff. So it's going to be one of these deals. I don't know when I'm going to be back, so don't wait
why
on
don't
me.
I lock the deadbolt when
Just
I
lock
leave?
just lock everything up,
Yeah.
and I'll take care of all the.
I'll lock the deadbolt and the 3 lock and the other 3 lock box and the one that holds the
just do what you
door.
need to do there, and I'll swing back down and just take care of I got to order a couple things,
Okay.
and I just want to go to a couple places before it gets too
Okay.
late.
Tell the girls down at the strip joint I say hello.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll do it for sure. I wouldn't even have to mention your name. I'll just go in there and grunt. And know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, they'll know. Oh, that's so funny. Oh. Doggone it. Wish that hadn't happened, that little decal. Oh well. Yeah, I'm almost thinking that we should consider shooting that. If that's it, it's actually got a little scratch in it. I don't know how that happened, but or the the scratch. But I'm almost feeling like we should hit that. I just
Okay.
the sides of it look almost as if they're bubbling. I'm being really careful about how much pressure to put on here because I don't want to tear them if they're not dry. But we'll assess that.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, were these very expensive
Oh no, about $15. Not bad.
for all three of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
For all, okay.
So
Okay.
I can
Okay.
always order another one if we have to.
Okay. Well, they obviously come off really easy.
Yeah, because that part was really loose there, or it was
Yeah.
it was kind of
Just
folded
folded
up.
up. Okay. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, and we have already done the fretwork on this, getting the fingerboard all dialed in. So she is strings away in the setup from making some noise.
All right.
That's how much she'll weigh.
Oh, this is gonna be nice. Oh, it's gonna be so nice for me, and oh, it fits into me really good too. Yeah, this is gonna be a whole new ball game. Wow, that is nice looking too.
Now that I'm looking at it, I'm almost thinking the white pickguard really isn't. That we got the black neck on it. It's like,
yeah.
Well, you guys tell me what you think. I mean, Jeff looks pretty good, makes this guitar look good. But here she is in all of her glory. And I'm going to trip over my toolbox, but there she is. And we're just going to string her up tomorrow and get all the setup adjustment done on it. And she will make some noise. She'll be singing tomorrow. It'll actually be born tomorrow. That's cool. Well,
All right, Marshall.
I think we ought to call it a day.
Okay, and
Are you all worn out?
I appreciate. I am. I'm
Yeah.
an old man.
Yeah. Are you feeling okay? Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
cool.
Marshall. Thank you
Okay.
for everything. And
I'll
see you tomorrow.
Yep. I'll call you as soon. Would it be better for me to text or call you?
Texting,
Either
because
one?
out there our phone gets into this big echo effect thing, and sometimes
Okay.
we don't get phone calls.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll shoot you. I'll do both if I can't reach you.
Okay. Good
Okay.
deal. Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
All
See you
right,
tomorrow. Well, we're gonna shut down the live stream and call it a day. I'm really happy with the way this thing's turning out. God, it looks great. That little scratch that I put in the pickguard is actually not a scratch. It was in the protective shielding. So thank you for putting 2 layers of protective shielding on this. Y'all have a really wonderful night and good day tomorrow. And hopefully everybody's making music that makes music and making more than I am, I'm sure. Peace. I'm gonna head out. Thanks for hanging with me, everybody, if you're still here. I know I didn't pay any attention to the chat, and I was working today, so peace, y'all. Hey, thanks for being here, cuz. It's great to see you. We should do a face chat some or whatever, video chat sometime.